We are back, boys, for Jollibee's Phase 2, Night 2. Now, we did a video explaining the story and gameplay of Night 1 from Jollibee's Phase 2. Jollibee's Phase 2 has a really interesting concept and a plot that it runs solidly on what it is promising to the players. Now, in the first night, we learn a lot of things story-wise. Second night, not so much. However, there are a couple of things that I need to talk about story-related, but first, we need to talk about how to beat Night 2, because a lot of y'all were giving me suggestions on how to beat Night 2. Some of you were saying that audio and motion detector is super important for this one. You know what, you may be right for the upcoming night, but for Night 2, I'm gonna tell you how I beat it. But first, we need to talk about the mini games or the jobs section in the main interface. Now, of course, we are playing as the night shift person in LBM shipments. From the first night, we learned that the Jollibee's restaurant, the popular one, which is just right across the street, has been shut down due to some things happening at the restaurant. The restaurant was shut down for the investigation, and since there was an investigation going on there, the animatronics from Jollibee's were shifted. And now we, since we are a shipment company and we have to make sure that every animatronic and shipment that is coming from that restaurant should be safe here in the local area, since we are the shipments company after all. Now, here are a couple of things that I need to talk about when it comes to the jobs section. It is such an interesting concept of the job section. The money in this game is super important because it works in a way that you need more upgrade in the system. The motion detectors, the hack, the audio, the flashlight, and the reboot, the stability system. These are super important thing, and the game understands that quite well, hence giving you the opportunity before jumping into the night shift to do some small jobs, which are, trust me, are no small. They are perhaps longer than the nights itself, or at least first two nights. Some of the jobs are insane. Now, the first vacant job is box transportation. Move boxes to their proper place using a forklift. The second one is box checking, which says check logistic info and filter out boxes with incorrect data. The other one is printing. Print out labels and tape them on boxes. And the fourth one is driving. Maneuver a box transporting robot. Now, out of all these fours, the easiest one, perhaps in my opinion after playing all four, is the box checking. Box checking, I'm not gonna say it's the easy way to cash out when you need money, but it is probably the easiest one out of the four. What happens basically is that you need to keep an eye out on two things. When the vacant job starts, it'll show you some boxes moving from left and right, and they will have the info, the ID, sender, receiver, courier, approved by, weight, and size. And then on your monitor, you will have that exact data, and you need to make sure to keep an eye on the size and weight and everything. And if there is an incorrect data, you just reject the box, and if it is correct, it is matches your data on your monitor, you just continue. Sounds easy, right? You just have to filter out 30 boxes and you'll get paid out. The more accurately you do your job, the better. But of course, it is not so easy, because on the other side, what you need to do is basically, you have this warehouse. Since we are in the warehouse, they tell you that listen closely every time you come back here. If you hear breathing, hold your breath and don't flash your light. Now, this makes it harder because the way to play this game is that, of course, you're gonna be filtering out, there will be silence. When you reject or continue, the machine will start doing its thing, making a lot of noises, and when you turn back, you're gonna have a hard time hearing anything anyway. But there are some couple of hints that you could listen the breathing of the animatronics. They do make a sound, and you can actually hear them if you have a good headphone. And if you hear breathing, hold your breath using control for a few seconds, then use your flashlight when you're confirmed that it's gone. And that's how you beat this vacant job. This is important before playing the night 2, in my personal opinion, because you need to upgrade your flashlight. Now, of course, if you've done great without any errors the first night, you will have $1,000, which you could use to upgrade motion detector or flashlight. I didn't got 1K, I got 950, so I could only upgrade one thing. I upgraded hack, and I'm gonna come to that in just a second. Now, once you get a couple of money, the first thing you need to do is upgrade your flashlight. The flashlight is so important for night 2, you have no idea. The more money you get, the more vacant jobs money you get, you do need to upgrade your flashlight, and I would recommend playing jobs a little bit here and there, earn some of it, and then upgrade your thing before going into night shift 2. We are talking about playing safe rather than risking. Of course, you can play the night without much trouble, but I would personally recommend upgrading motion detector, hack, and flashlight. But let's say you can't upgrade motion detector, at least upgrade hack and flashlight, because trust me, you're gonna need that. Come on, you can make 1k from first night and a few jobs here and there. You don't even need to do more than 2 jobs or 1 job at the very least. If you've earned 800 to 900, you can do 1 job, get above 1k, and then you can upgrade hack and you can upgrade flashlight. That's how it's done. But let's get to the night itself. Now, of course, the story is there. LBM shipments, everything is there. Surprisingly, there was no call, there was no new messages from the tape to us as an employee, as a night guard, as a night shift. On night 2, things gets aggressive from night 1. In night 1, we had to do 50 shipments. Guess what? How many we had to do for night 2? That is right, 75. 75 shipments we need to overlook in conveyor. That means that there is very few chance of errors. The more error you do, it is better to get jump scared if you're gonna do a lot of errors, because we need that good sweet money in the first few nights, because you know for a fact that upcoming nights are gonna be even more tougher. So that's on one side. Number 2 is there are gonna be 2 animatronics active this night, Yum and Popo. Popo was active in the first night. Yum here is gonna be active for night 2. Now, they get aggressive from the get-go. I didn't have problems for the first 10 shipments, but right after first 10 shipments, they got aggressive real fast. Now, in the comments, you guys told me that audio and flashlight are gonna be important thing, and I believe you for night 3 and night 4 and night 5. But my experience is that I beat the whole night without using any audio whatsoever. All I did was kept an eye, in the beginning kept an eye on motion detector. As soon as they left their realm of like first few boxes, I quickly went to the hack system and I quickly just used the hack and pushed them back all the way to the top left corner of the map. Now, of course, it comes with a lot of risk. Since we are in the early nights, the stability is gonna be trash. Trust me, you're gonna have a hard time. Even 2 hacks per click. Every time you do the second hack, the stability is gonna be going down. You're gonna move to the maintenance panel and you're gonna want to reboot almost every second attempt. My entire night went by just doing 2 hacks, and the second hack will prompt the instability rate, and then I would have to go to the maintenance panel and reboot the entire thing. After I've done like 30 to 40 shipments, I didn't even look in the motion detector, and I kept pushing them back to the top left corner. It was actually working quite well, and of course, after every second hack, I would have to go back to the maintenance panel and I would have to reboot. And Yum actually only showed up once. Yes, the entire night he was only showed up once. Let me recap again. Yum and Popo are gonna be active on night 2. I stayed on the hack signal. I played this twice. The first time I was using the audio and motion detector. I didn't do that this time. I only used hack only. The first 20 to 30 shipments, I kept on looking at the motion detector, but after 30 to 40 shipments, I was like, you know what, I'm just wasting time right now. So I went onto the hack and I kept hacking them and I kept pushing them back until the entire night went by. Of course, the instability rate is gonna be a problem. Every time you close the panel to go to the maintenance panel, use your flashlight and use it discreetly. Make sure that you don't run out of it, because there will be a chance he will be standing there, and if you can't do anything about it, you're basically dead. So the nights are getting longer. The weekend jobs were already longer than the night itself, but the nights itself are getting longer, and I don't know how to feel about it. This game is tough and it is challenging. I like that aspect of it, but sometimes it gets unnecessarily long, unnecessarily tough for no reason. But hey, I like the challenges when I see one. Yeah, this game is really cool and I'm loving it so far. Now let's get back to the story at hand. Last time I didn't mention something, that the Jollibee's manager that called us the LBM shipments is that if you tamper with any animatronic, we will sue you. Now this is a very important detail that I missed in the last night. Well, I didn't miss, I technically intentionally left out of, because I think it's gonna be important moving next night. What do we do when we see animatronics? We flashlight them or we hide from them. We hack them. When they said that don't don't tamper with the animatronic or we will sue you. The hacking thing here, and I'm pretty sure there will be a third animatronic in the third night, and I'm ready for it. Not really, I'm scared. This is gonna be very interesting to see how the ending is gonna play out. I'm personally super excited to see how the ending is gonna play out. Of course, I will be covering every night's story and gameplay as they move forward, including the ending. Them saying that firstly, there will become a problem for us, and secondly, if they do, just use the disposal things you have, but don't tamper with them, meaning don't hurt them. So the Michael from our company, our colleague, he knows a lot more than we do. We just got the job right now. And on the other hand, the voicemail we had from the manager of Jollibee saying don't tamper with them, I am really interested to know what will happen if we tamper with them, because I personally believe that the animatronics, they're not even gonna let us live to see the light of another day if we tamper with them. So once night 5 comes, or night 6, or how many nights there are, and every animatronics is active, oh boy, this is gonna be a mess right now. And if we pass through that night, manager of Jollibee's is not gonna be happy, because every time what we learned from these FNAF fan games is that either we try to destroy the animatronics, we tamper with them, we try to find a way to survive for us, for ourselves. And we are just warehouse shipment company. We got nothing else to do with this. We didn't ask for this, but we are legally obligated to move those shipments, and now they are in the way of us. So this is gonna be interesting to see how the story unfolds as we move forward. I was really hoping for a voice message in this night, and I really hope that in the night 3 or 4 at least we get to learn more about the story, or there are some extras that we could earn to learn more about the story, because story is really interesting. And as always, I can't say enough about the main menu. Probably the best main menu of any FNAF fan game if I have ever seen one. Jollibee Phase 2 Night 2, well done. And now if you'll excuse me, I got a Dark Deception video to make before going back to play Night 3. Oh my god, somebody please help.